Hey, welcome to Rust Revival Garage. My name is Tim. As you can probably tell from the thumbnail and the description, I'm actually going to go on the 2024 Hot Rod Power Tour this year. The reason why I kind of had to do it is because it's coming through Columbus, Ohio. And that doesn't always happen. The last few have all been down south, and it would take me a day and a half, maybe even 2 days sometimes, to get all the way down there just to start the tour. So this one is actually going to be going through Bowling Green, Kentucky, down to Nashville, back up to Louisville. Then it's going out to Hebron, Ohio, which is about 45 minutes from Columbus, and then out to Indianapolis, and that's the entire run. It's about 1,200 miles. And so the biggest leg of the trip for me is going to be the 331 miles from here down to Bowling Green. And I'm going to be doing it in this 1985 C10 pickup truck. Yeah, so this is the Silverado that I've had for about 3 years. It's a rust bucket, no doubt about it. Big old long bed, two-wheel drive, all of that. It's nothing special, but I have done a lot to it, and I've only really been driving it for maybe a little bit less than a year. So I've replaced the original 305 engine that came with it, and it's actually now got a Blueprint 350 in it. It's also got a 700R4 Gearstar transmission, and yeah, I've done a ton. There's a new radiator, there's a new gas tank, so the only thing that I really haven't replaced is the rear end on this. So the drivetrain itself is practically brand new. There's certainly less than 1,000 miles on this entire truck right now. So I kind of wanted to break it in with the Power Tour. So I figured what better way to do it than to take this old girl out for a big long cruise. We'll see what happens. I got plenty of room to pack up, lots of tools to take with me in case anything goes wrong or if I need to help out anybody. But there's a lot of things that I need to start doing in order to make this trip. Like I said, the big important stuff is done. New tires, new this, new that, new all these things. But there's a lot of little things I need to get taken care of. Biggest one is actually going to be the most important of all. I've got to have a decent radio. No way I can drive that far without some tunes. Just kidding, actually. What I really need is a seatbelt. When I bought this truck, it did not have a seatbelt. And I don't know why. There's a setup in there for the middle passenger and for the passenger. But the driver's side belt, like this person apparently didn't like seatbelts and took it out. So I need to get a seatbelt in there, you know, just safety, but also legal. I don't want to get pulled over and not have a seatbelt. So I got to have that done. So let's get to it. So here's the kit that I got from LMC. It's basically this shoulder belt that comes up and it attaches up at the top, hangs down. This piece will mount like this, right down here. And this piece is the one that's supposed to be fed through the seat. So it's supposed to be in from back here, comes up through, but in my case, I actually still have the seatbelt locking unit already in and still available. So I'm actually going to stick with this one. But what you would do is take the bolt out and put it in back here where that one goes. Right back in here. Not sure if you can see it with the carpet in the way, but it would actually get bolted right here. So I'm not going to have to do that part. This kit does come with these two really large washers, this L bracket, 3 flat washers, 3 locking washers, 3 nuts, which I have misplaced one, 2 of these longer bolts, 1 shorter one, and then this sort of sleeve. Now, how this works is if you've got no plastic in here, so you can see mine has the plastic, and so it's able to move freely. If you use the supplied bolt that comes with it, Then you need to put the washer in, the little sleeve, and then one of the long bolts in through here, and that allows you to be able to move this. This will move freely and it won't push then on the plastic. In my case, I'm actually going to reuse this bolt, and then I'm going to be able to take the new bolt that's in here out. So what I'm going to do is take this bolt that's in here out, because this one is perfect for if you don't have the plastic. Since mine's got the plastic, I can't really use it. It gets it in too snug, and then this won't clip on. So I'm going to use the bolt that I've got, but that's how you would do it. You would take this bolt out if you've got the plastic, use this with the sleeve to give you that extension. Then there's a washer that will go up against the plastic. It's going to look like crap because it's gold and everything up in there in my case is black. The plastic's black, this piece is black, and this is going to be sticking out like that, and it's just going to look terrible. Maybe you could paint this, I don't know, but like I said, because I've got the bolt still in here, I'm going to remove this, take this piece out, take the bolt out that came with it, and then I'm going to reuse this bolt in there. So here's the old assembly, the plastic piece, the bracket that's up there, and this bolt. I'm going to see if I can get that bolt to work in here. Alright, so my old bolt does fit in. I've taken the other one out along with the washer, but I think I will use their hardware and see if I can get this. I'm going to put a washer in between here and here and see if I can get that to work and get that attached up in here. Alright, so I'm putting the old bolt in the new bracket. Alright, so you can see it's up in here, it's tightened, and more importantly it's going to come straight down and attach here, and it's not going to have any bends in it, so it's nice and straight. Now I just need to attach this bracket here. So if you can see on this, there's a longer section, shorter section. The shorter section will go on here over the hole. A bolt will go down through, and the shoulder harness will then attach to the bracket. One thing I didn't show you, actually had a friend of mine help me weld on a new plate that we actually had one of the nuts that came with the package. Put one of the nuts in this bracket, drilled a hole, welded it all together, because what had happened was the hole that was in here on the floor pan had been wallowed out, like it was super wide open, and now I know why there was no seatbelt in the truck when I got it. So that's the reason why this looks a little nasty, but we actually had to weld a plate in, and we welded it to the bracket that's below as well. So it should be strong enough, but that's the reason why I was missing one of the nuts, because we actually had to weld it to this plate. And now I've got something to go through to attach. So this is the piece that's going to be coming up from the shoulder harness. This is going to go in here, and the bolt's going to go down through there with a lock washer. And actually no, I think I'm just going to be able to just go straight down through with a washer and a bolt. So this will be sort of at a 90-degree angle coming up and being able to go across that way, while this will be attached here on the bracket. So I hope that makes sense. The bracket does need to sort of L out towards the door. Okay, and there you go. I've got the base in, the base belt's in, the bracket is in. I've got it at a little bit of an angle right here. I don't have it super tight because I want to see where this is going to go best. I'm going to use the short bolt, a washer, on the other side a lock washer, and a nut. So as you can see, I've got the flat washer short bolt that's going to come through this angle. This piece is going to then go down through here, where I'm going to do the lock washer and the nut. Aha, take two. Realized I should probably put my carpet back down and then put my bracket in there. There we go, a little better. Got the bracket in. This belt is on this side. The bolt and the washer are through the tops of those and down into the floorboard. Okay, this is in, as you can see. I don't have everything super tightened down. Just wanted to sort of check it out first, but the shoulder belt is in. I think I want to, and then you can adjust this. This will slide in to keep it from going all the way down. But okay, as you can see, the belt now comes across and got a bit of a twist here I'm not crazy about. And now again, if you don't have an existing belt, you will want to attach this piece to the back hole that's down there where this one is for me. But because I already still have that, and I kind of wanted to use this one because it still has that sort of third person seat belts. So if I've got a third person in here, I can actually still give them a seat belt as well. So I'm going to leave the old one in and not use this. But if you don't have this set up, you can definitely just attach the bolt that's supplied with it and the washer and put it down through there and feed it up through as well. So there we go. The only thing I'm not happy with is I've got to basically start over and get this out. Got a twist in there that'll drive my OCD crazy. I also need to redo the rear pinion seal. It's leaking a little bit. I've actually, at one point I took off the back cover of the differential, changed out the fluid, got that back up, and now I noticed that it's actually leaking. So I need to redo that so I don't lose too much oil and this thing overheats while I'm driving. What else do I need to do? The headlights, I replaced the headlights so that it's got the brighter kind of lights on them. One of those little relay kits that you can buy from LMC. I put that in, and one of the wires is kind of loose. So I need to go through and check that and get that taken care of to make sure I've constantly got headlights. This thing does have, probably the biggest thing that I need to take care of is this does have a bit of a shake when you're at about 55 to 65 miles an hour, and that's a good chunk of driving. So the shake could be any number of things. I know it's not the tires, or I'm pretty sure it's not the tires. Tires are brand new and they were just balanced. So it could be any number of things. It could be the suspension's a little off. There could be in there something that's loose, so I need to check the front suspension to make sure that there's nothing, nothing going on there. Could be that the drive shaft is not balanced. Could be any number of things, but there's a lot that I need to do to get this truck ready to go. If I had to go today in an emergency, I could do it. But I have bought my tickets and I'm going to take the adventure. I've always wanted to do it. I've been watching other people do it on YouTube, their YouTube channels, and I've seen a lot of the guys on the car shows like the Freiburgers and all those guys doing the big long trip too, and I just kind of wanted to have that experience and even hopefully meet some other fellow YouTubers that are going to be going on this trip. I know a lot of people are saying, the Hot Rod Power 2 is no good anymore. It's just a bunch of YouTubers getting out and doing stuff for their channel. And I'm like, that's not a terrible thing. And I think I'd love to be able to make that long haul and say, hey, I did this. And not in somebody's brand new Charger. Not that there's anything wrong with taking your brand new Mustang or your brand new Camaro or whatever. I just think it'd be more fun to take something out that's old and it's been cobbled together and you don't know how it's going to perform. You don't know how well it's going to work, and you don't know if you're going to end up broken down on the side of the road. So this is going to be my my ride. Next year, the hope is that I'll be able to take the 68 Pontiac Le Mans. As you can see, it's not really ready for a trip that's going to happen in about a month. If you haven't watched the channel before, I've taken the engine out, I've completely refreshed it, new timing, chain, new water pump, got it all painted, new oil pan gasket, all that kind of stuff, cleaned out the oil pan, and now, while I had the engine out, I decided to also rewire it. So if there's other videos that I can share with you where I'm rewiring this car if you'd like to follow along with that. But yeah, this is my dream car. This is my baby, but she's not ready. So if you can, I'd love it if you could subscribe to the channel and follow along on my adventure for this power tour. I've got my tickets. I've registered and done all the things that I need to do. I just need to, like I said, get this truck ready to go and enjoy the trip and knock on wood. There we go. Knock on wood. Hope that that I can make it all the way through. I think it'll be fun. So give me a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're going on the power tour. Like the video if you can, and subscribe, please. That really does help out the channel. And thanks very much for tuning in. We will catch you next time.